Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mindset Makeover webinar, the first of a 3-step series in the Push Body Transformation program. And if you want to get stronger, fitter, leaner, or just have more clarity over what it is you actually want for your life, you're in the right place. If you also would like to see that you get results in 2013 in any of the following areas, whether it be finances, relationships, or training, you are in the right place. Did you know that most people don't spend enough time on their own life? They actually spend more time worrying about other people's lives, watching things like reality TV and worrying about what's going on the television and the box, rather than spending the time that they need to actually put the effort they require into living the life that they choose. It's really a simple process. You guys have come today and have registered to get online to spend up to half an hour of your time today. And I congratulate you on this, absolutely congratulate you, because there's a lot of others that aren't involved and aren't joining us tonight, and they will be missing out. But you guys have put the time in to come along and to set aside 30 minutes to make the most of specifically working on your life. Well done. So, what is the Mindset Makeover? And what is this program? We are utilizing the tools that we as push trainers use in our life coaching program. Do you want more motivation? At times, we all fail with motivation. At times, many people let things get in the way of what they really want. And to be motivated, you need to know what it is you want and why it is so important to you that you make that happen. That is where we're going to start tonight. So tonight, I'm going to reveal a tool to understand what it is that you're after and completely focus this time on that outcome so that it's real in your mind. Now, some of you might be aware of other programs that focus on getting what you want and do life coaching and so forth. There's a difference with what we're going to be doing, and that's action. Rather than thinking it, you have to actually put this stuff into place. Step by step, this is a tool for you to see change. If you would like to perform this exercise that we go through on another area of your life, being health, fitness, or perhaps wealth, relationships and home, then definitely, I implore you, do so. Let us get started. So why is it that I'm here speaking to you about this? Well, in my time, you'll have seen many changes over the years in the fitness industry. But one thing has really, I suppose, captured me and made me able to speak about this, and that is seeing people come through the push body transformation and making huge change. I'm not talking about 6 kilos in 10 weeks, and that is a standard record, by the way, just by completing the program. I'm talking about people who have changed their lives, made success in health, wealth, careers, from having a winning mindset, a mindset that plans on success. And that is why I feel it's my duty to let you guys in on these secrets and find out what we can learn from those that are absolutely winning in their life and creating the success that they're after. So you've got two options right now, guys. You can stick with it, you can turn off, you can get out of this program right now, and you can simply go, life as usual. Or perhaps there's something deep down inside, perhaps there's something deep down in your belly that you want. And you might have put it away for a little while. You might have just let it sit there and fester. Well, now, guys, I'm asking you to bring that up, because if it's in you, it can happen. If it is in you, there is a will, there is a way, it is possible. I'm telling you tonight to bring that up, and let's find out why it's important to you and come up with a plan to take it away. So, a new you, a new life, and a new world. Are you guys ready to take it on board? Are you guys ready for some change in your life? If you are, get your pen and paper. Let's get set. So I'll give you a moment to get your pens and paper ready to roll, because this requires action. This is not a presentation. This is a makeover. And we're going to go through this now to make sure that we can get stuff happening from tomorrow. The mindset makeover. You'll see that the K is highlighted because we are going to do an exercise that makes up this program. When people come and start in a health club, one of the things that I've heard over the last 15 years is this thing: I need somebody to motivate me. Now, we at Push understand that motivation is really important, but how do you motivate somebody? Everybody likes to be motivated differently. How do you like to be motivated? So we have a program to focus on motivation, and that is called the Mindset Makeover. And under the Mindset Makeover, you'll notice the K is highlighted because that is one part of the Makeover program that we take you through when you start. So I'm giving you the K. If you will allow me, I would like to teach you something over this next 15 minutes to help you know your outcome. So let's get into what is the makeover and what is to know your outcome. Firstly, I want you to spend a moment now and work out what it is that you specifically want to change in your life right now. Pick one of these areas here in front of you, and I want you to write that down on your piece of paper. Is it the area of health and fitness, relationships, wealth, career, quality of living standards, personal or professional development, recreation, or family? Now, ask yourself this. If you were standing with these 8 suitcases and you were standing waiting for a train, which one of these suitcases would you go to take with you right now, because it would make the biggest change in your life? If you had to pick that bag up to say, this is the bag I've got to work on, I'm going to take this with me, jump on this train, and that's what my focus is before I get to my point B. I've got to work on this area. Just to find specifically what it is that you must work on. What it is right now that is probably holding you back from being the person you deserve to be. And we all do it from time to time. The fact is, successful people continually work on this. People that are healthy, strong, fit, and continually to succeed have that skill of looking at themselves and working out what you're happy with, what you're unhappy with, what you need to fix, and continue on your journey. So now that you have that, I want you to think of this. When you think of your goal in that area, one of those areas, let's say it's health and fitness for tonight. When you think of your goal, do you have a picture? So do you? Do you have a picture when you think of your goal? For tonight, we'll be working on health and fitness. However, like I said, if you want to work on one of those others, certainly you can. Ignore my comments regarding health and fitness and just insert your own. So when you think of your goal, do you have a picture in mind? Now let's go a little bit deeper. What specifically do you want? In the area of health and fitness, what specifically do you want? Now, this is such a broad question because so many people go, I want everything. I want to be fit. I want to be strong. I want to be lean. Well, look, I want to ask you the question here. Where do you want to be fitter, stronger, leaner? Where do you want to lose weight? Where do you want to improve your fitness? Where specifically? Absolutely plan this out to the detail for what specifically do you want in this program. Over the next 12 weeks, what is the outcome that you have in mind? What is the outcome that you can see come November 30 that you can live it for me? So fast forward to November 30 and turn around and say, here it is, November 30, I have achieved this. Take 30 seconds and do that now. So do you have it? What specifically do you want? So a few years ago, my wife and I had a conversation. And if you were there, you would have heard my wife say to me, you know, I've been doing fitness for, 10 years, Dion, and I just don't feel I'm getting anywhere, you know. I'm just sort of plodding along, just doing my own thing. I should look better than what I do, you know. I've still got bits on my waist and I just want some change. Now, don't get me wrong. If you were me, Christy had been training for quite some time and she's, unlike many others, she was very fit, but she, in her case, wanted a little bit more. And the story that I'm telling you here is specifically about her focus on her outcome and what we can learn from her. Now, Christy, I think, struggled, like most women, with being comfortable with her body, with feeling that she was a sexy woman. She struggled with that. You know, that was probably something that's played on her mind for many years, like most young women. And at that time, at 25, she was 28 years of age. She was going through, I think, a little bit of a stage. But what happened was quite interesting. She decided that to do something about it, I think it was best that she did the PBT. So she decided to go and do it. And from there, she actually started with the program, not really knowing what she wanted from it, but was asked this question. And at the end of the program, she said to herself, I wanted to be in my best shape. She said, I want to be in my best shape and I want to know that I own this and that I've done something with it. So she got into it and away she went. And she did really, really well over the program. But at the end of the program, she taught me something that I share with everybody and I really want to share it with you. She carried it on and she did some photos and felt good about herself, which was terrific and great to see. It was an awesome way to celebrate, to reward her result of losing the 6 kilos over the 10 weeks. She did really well. She felt good about it and that was such a massive plus. But she turned around and said, well, now that I've done this, you know, what else could I do? And that's the thing about success. Success doesn't stop. Success, once you get that carrot, you need to set the next one. You need to keep going for it. So she turned around and said, you know, maybe I'll look at doing a figure model competition. Now, a figure model competition is certainly another level. But the point here was that she had it in her. She knew, for whatever reason, that this made her feel good in herself. By doing this fitness challenge, she felt great at that time and she just felt really motivated. Life was better than what it was 8 weeks beforehand. 10 weeks beforehand. So she really made some drastic improvements over that time, and she didn't want to stop. She didn't want to stop and go back to where she was. She knew that she had to keep this level of motivation up because she'd made it a commitment to herself, a financial commitment by doing the program, but more important to that, she gave her word. She gave her word that she wanted change, and that to go back on that would have been harder, and making excuses would have been harder than maintaining where she was. It would have been too hard to go back and say, yeah, I was fit once, rather than to do the work to stay and move forward. But to move forward, she needed a new goal. So she said to herself that, we might look into this. Anyway, here it is about a month after that, and Christy taught me something then, and that was she started telling herself that she was Miss Australia. She started saying, I will win Miss Australia. So she started practicing specifically what she wanted. And at that time, what she was doing was programming her mind to give her body and perform the correct actions that she would need to get in the best possible shape. Not that she necessarily wanted to win it specifically, but to be competitive and to get onto stage, she needed to do what the best did. So she did that for 18 months. And do you know what happened? She taught us all to get what you want, you need to be before you become. You need to own it. You need to live it. If you are 80 kilos and want to be 70, then you need to plan out why 70 is important to you, and you need to start acting that. And here it is, 2008, and watching Christy up on that stage, you would have seen a couple of other women, and then you would have seen Christy just a level above. She looked absolutely amazing and did a great job. And then went on to the Gold Coast and won the entire program and won Miss Australia against another 29 women. She did fantastic. She specifically knew what she wanted from that word go, that get-go of, I want to own that body. And she worked her damn backside off to do that. You would have seen her getting up, if you or me, a morning person, not, at 5:15 to get up and do her workout when the gym was opening at 5:30 to make sure that that would get out of the way, or run, or do whatever she needed to do before she went and did a 12-hour day in her florist. Come home, do weight training, cook, clean, make the house, do whatever she was doing at home, and continue on. She did this day in, day out religiously. Why? Because she didn't want, bottom line, she didn't want to be that person that said, here I am 28, I've got a small window of opportunity, I don't want to get to 40 and say I could have done that. That was her drive. That got her. She would get up and she'd be disappointed if she heard someone bag football players or something like that, that they should do this or they should do that, or you could have done this. That would get to her. She didn't want to be one of those people. She wanted to own her statement, and that was a really humbling lesson that we learnt from Christy. So ask yourself, just like Christy did, where are you now in relation to your outcome? Right now, where are you? Jot that down for me. I want you to picture it. You've got 30 seconds to picture it and to put it down on paper. Where are you in relation to your outcome? Now, often what we hear here, or what we'll see written down, is, a long way away. But let's say it's fat loss in this case, and again, I'm going to use that as the hypothetical. Let's say you're 80 kilos and you want to be 70 kilos. That's where you are in regards to your outcome. You've planned your outcome. You know specifically that you want to fit into your dress that you're wearing at your 30th birthday, it's your 40th coming up, and you want to get back into that same size dress, but you've got 10 kilos on top of you, so you're a size 16 where you want to get to a size 12 again. That's where you are in relation to your outcome. You can also put down things that might stop you or have stopped you in the past. That's where you are in relation to your outcome. So what are you going to see, hear, and feel when you have your goal? What will you see? See what you see come November 30th. I want you to write that down for me now. See specifically what it is that you will see in relation to your goal. Put yourself in your shoes. Fast track it. I want you to go straight into that. If I could pick you up, imagine on my little magic carpet and take you for an express ride into November 30th, what would you see? What would you hear? What would you feel on that day? What does your goal look like, sound like, and what's the experience that you're having? This is a critical step because for those that can plan it, that can see it, they can imagine it, they can have it. And how are you going to know that you have your goal? How are you going to know that you've actually achieved that outcome? How will you know when you have it? If it was a financial goal, you will know because you've got X amount of money in the bank, because you've cleared the debt, because you're wearing that dress if it's fitness. If it was relationships, because you were out to dinner, having a great time with that friend you haven't caught up with for some time, or your family, spending time with another family regularly because you haven't caught up with a sibling that you've had a falling out with. But if it was for health and fitness, how do you know that you have it? To stand up, for me, to stand up at my holiday house where we go to for our holidays and to be there and to feel strong, to feel fit, to be lean, to be in that moment and to do that of a morning after whatever happened the day before, for whatever's happening the day ahead of me, to be able to do that day in, day out is a massive goal for me, to be able to do that when I'm 40 years of age, 50 years of age. I'll know that I have the fitness that I want, that feeling, that well-being that I want by standing up, looking over the cliff, over a beautiful bay, saying, here I am, I'm living the life. I'm living the life that I want. For me, that's a major motivator. So how will you know when you have it? If you can't define it, you can't have it. I mean, it's simple, yeah? It's so simple, but yet it's so true. And yet so many people worry about everybody else's life and get their hands messy in everyone else's life. Worry about yours. Spend 5 minutes a day. I implore you to read something, to learn, to keep your motivation up. You're not perfect. None of us are, but just keep practicing. That's all that matters. Just keep trying in the gym. Honestly, when you go to the gym, just keep trying. That's life. It doesn't matter. It's not a report card. It's not a scorecard. You don't get an A+ for life. You get success, you get failure. You make mistakes, but you get back up and you can make it happen. When you can define it, you can have it. Now, what is this outcome going to allow you to do? What's it going to get for you or allow you to do? So put yourself, I want you to fast track again, magic carpet ride into November 30th, where you've got into that dress, where you have leaned up in your midsection, where you have put on 5 kilos of mass, where you have dropped 20 kilos, where you have run the city to bay and your marathon come November. Whatever it is, what's that going to allow you to do? So ask yourself, put yourself there. Here we go. And over we go. I want to float. Come with me on this ride. Float across the next couple of weeks and see what you see. Looking down over the next couple of weeks. See what you see in a month's time. See what you see in 2 months' time. And put yourself in on the goal come November 30. Wear it. Look around you. Look around you. Who do you see? Who are you experiencing it with? How does it sound? Now get back up onto that carpet ride, and I want you to go come Christmas time, December, January holidays. What is next? What do you see now? What has this challenge allowed you to do in the beginning of 2014? Maybe March, maybe June. How have you carried this forward? What would this outcome get for you in the future and allow you to do? Write it down. Write it down. Awesome, guys. Good job. You're doing sensational. If you're with me right now, you guys are doing excellent. But this question here, where, when, how, and with whom do you want this? Where, when, how, and with whom do you want your outcome? So right now, the PBT could be just a stepping stone to wherever it is you want. But the big goal, the big outcome for you, think about, where are you? Where are you? Forget the 12 weeks now. Think specifically, where are you with the outcome you want in fitness? I would love to do that run. I would love to, you may love to do a competition. You may love to win this program next year. You may love to be at another level at work. This might help you with that. You may love to lift a certain weight, do a certain thing in the gym, wear a certain clothing. When will that be? Where will that be? And who's going to help you? Who will be there? With whom do you want this bigger outcome? The big goal, what you're really working towards, the massive aim that you have, the big aim. You can ask about this for living. Where do you want to live? When do you want to be there? How and with whom do you want it? You want to live on the beach in 10, 15 years' time. You want to live out in the Adelaide Hills in 10 to 15 years' time with your family. You're crystal clear. That's what you want as a group, as a team. Fantastic. Good on you. Define it, and then let's work on how you will make that happen. So ask yourself, how are you going to make this happen? But what do you have now, and what else do you need to get your outcome? So what do you already own and possess in your hands, in your skill sets now, but what do you need to get your outcome? Is it you need some motivation, education, support, guidance, accountability, results, and responsibility? What do you need to make it happen? What do you need? Be specific. A better program, more time for my fitness, support from my partner to allow me, money and finance to get the education and support that you need. Well, if it's in you, you can do that. If it's in you, we can make it happen. So let's write it down and let's put that to our plan. And have you ever had it or done it before? So have you ever had this goal or done it before? So I'll ask you a question now. Has your picture changed from 15 to 20 minutes ago? Has this picture started to evolve? Is it clearer? For you to get this, we want this picture straight in your face, guys. Good job. Get it right up there, right in front of your face. Make sure you can see it clearly. It's got to be crystal clear. Where before it might be grey and hazy, right now, if you were to close your eyes and think about what we've just discussed, is it clearer? Has it changed? Do you know anyone who has achieved what you want? Do you know anyone that could help you, that could support you? Write them down. Who do you want on your council? Who would you like to have help you if you don't? Who do you need to have on your council? Who can help you? Now, can you be like Christy and act as if you have it already? Can you act as if you have this already? Can you do what's necessary? Can you ask yourself right now, yes or no? And if it's no, we've got to work out why. Make sure you write that down. Make sure you write down what would stop you from writing those yeses. And finally, for what purpose do you want this? For what purpose do you want this? Think about it, guys. It's a great exercise to ask yourself, for what purpose do you want this? For what purpose do you want to get up on that stage, Christy? Because she wanted to be a 40-year-old mum that could pass that lesson on to her kids, that if you want to do something, you can. And that's powerful. And that's all she needed, to be driven. I don't know what you need to drive you. Some of you might need more than that. Some of you might need less. It's for what purpose do you want this outcome? What's it going to do for you? To be that person? Have you ever thought why you're here? What your purpose is for life? Would your grandparents that fought to bring you across, if you're a European, be proud of where you are and who you are as a person today? All their hard work for 20 years getting their families across, if your family's a European, does that mean something to you? Because that means something to me with my heritage. That drives me to do a little bit more, because if it wasn't for my grandmother, I would not be here. And that goes for many of us. But you know what I mean. That means something to me. So for you guys, think of what specifically motivates you. We're all motivated differently. They were just two examples. And what purpose do you want this? So are you ready, genuinely ready to create lifelong change? Because if you are, this is the pact. This is what I need you to understand. It's fear of loss that holds people back. It's fear of losing. It's fear of making a mistake. It's fear of criticism. Well, you've got to get over that. You have to get over that. That's a part of life. You need to make sure that you're aware that you're okay with making mistakes. Let it go. Let it go. Open up your horizons. Take the pedal off the back foot and make sure that you're open to being flawed. You're open to making mistakes, and just learn daily. It doesn't matter if you've done this before and not succeeded. It does not matter. What matters now is how you will move forward. How you will move forward. I want you to do something for me. I don't want you to ask yourself, why is it that I'm here now when I could have been here 10 years ago? Don't ask yourself that. Doesn't matter. This is what's happened. This is your life. Now learn from wherever it might be. Wherever you're not happy with, doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It does not matter. It matters only for you to ask yourself, how will you learn? How will you move forward? So what is the push body transformation? Tonight you have gone through a part of the recipe that is so important, and that is to understand what it is that you want. But it is a 4-part recipe, and I'm going to share a little bit with you more tomorrow night. I commend you for joining us this evening, and I commend you for taking part in this program this evening for you to take away, what it is that you really might want. More so than just, I want to turn up a little bit. But being absolutely clear. Learning from those people like Jai and Debbie last year who absolutely knew in their mind, there's no doubt they knew in their mind, the 2 people you're looking up on stage there, on the poster should I say, they knew what they wanted. They knew that had to change. For Jai, being at his shape after being a athlete in the past was just a no-go zone for him anymore. He knew he was, in his mind, letting himself down, and that's not what he wanted to show to his kids moving forward. So he did something about it, and congratulations on him. What an amazing transformation, but it started with the right mindset. Because if you can define it, you can have it. Awesome job, guys. There will be 2 more webinars over the next couple of days for you to experience before you get started. But if you do want to get started and you do want to get instant access to the program and start your pre-season, then certainly you can by simply going down to the bottom of this page and getting started at pushbodytransformation.com.au. This is only one small part of the program. The program's got all your nutrition, all of your education, all of your training, and you'll get a weekly, that's right, a weekly mindset makeover experience. Different parts, different areas that we know that gets results. And you will get that all in this year's program for less than $20 a week. And you get your membership as well if you're at a health club. That's with Push. So why not, guys? Why not? If it's cost, what's the price you're going to pay if you don't? What's the price you're going to pay if you don't? For a cup of coffee a day. A cup of coffee a day, you can change your life. Not even less than a cup of coffee. You can get more. You can have more. You deserve more. So tomorrow, guys, we're on for part 2. Between now and tomorrow, I've got something for you. And that is, I want to ask you to get absolutely clear, to review your notes, because tomorrow we're going to explore what you've just come up with and start putting stuff into practice. So between today and tomorrow, you need to do one thing, one small action, a small action, that's all, to start working towards your outcome. If it's finance, put $2 away in a tin and start a tin. Put a tin up with the goal of the finance to pay off your house, I'm not sure, and put a couple of dollars in it that you wouldn't normally do. If it's fitness and you haven't exercised before, just get up and go for a walk around the block and say, I'm ready, I'm started, well done me. So until tomorrow, guys, congratulations. The program's just getting started. Tonight was your warm-up, and we have something very special coming for you in 2 nights' time. We'll see you in a couple of nights' time, and thank you for participating.